early this time. Look at that. Look at that. Caleb, look at that.
What am I looking at?
I didn't let us stay muted for very long. I said one sentence.
I was listening. I zone out the first few seconds of the show because I know no one hears it anyway.
So, hey, everybody. I was just now saying, hope you're having a good Thursday so far this week. We got some fun stuff that we're going to discuss this evening, and I see that we've got a couple of the Team Terrible MVPs here in the chat, including our friend Brad Fedek, who says, Jeremy, your cheap shot at the name Caleb this morning on the Ask Alex show was hilarious, and I'm curious what Caleb has to say about it.
I didn't see anything. What's going on?
Let me make sure your audio's on. Test. Yeah, you're there. Okay.
So what's going on?
On Ask Alex, they brought up the casting for Static Shock. The character who I don't know the character, but Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things is playing Static Shock. And I was just generally saying that Caleb's a stupid fucking name.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. I didn't think you would mind.
I don't give a shit about
somebody was like, "Oh, Caleb, you're like your podcast co-host. I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." I was totally taking shots at you, bro. You know that.
I could give a fuck less either way.
It's all love, though. You know that too.
I could care less.
All right.
I have a brother named Zebulon. Talk about a weird name.
Oh, Zebulon?
Yeah.
Zebulan.
Ulon.
Okay.
Zebulon.
See, I knew you were a Futurama fan, but I had no idea your parents were like super into Star Trek. Yeah.
That's what everyone always asks. Like, is it from Star Trek? I'm like, no, they're both biblical names.
All right. I see you. Well, yeah, I don't know. That's not as fun to make fun of because I don't know him.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can still make fun of him.
All right, Thank you. Appreciate that. So, hope you guys are all doing well. I shout out the people in the super.
My mic needs volume.
Ooh, here we go. Boots. And you got volume.
Okay.
Hopefully they could hear everything that just now happened.
Yeah, they probably could.
We've got Jack's Turtle, MN Comic Books, Squad.
The comic books comment is very true.
I said
love,
turtle,
hate,
but turtle.
He doesn't care.
I saw that.
That's the most realistic statement about me that's ever been made.
What's up, MN Comic Books? I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys for stopping by and being a part of the show week after week and deciding to spend a little bit of your time talking movies with us. It's always a pleasure, and special thank you to those of you that are Patreon supporters. That is Mark McKeever, Brad Fedek, Gina Rogers, my good buddy Daryl. There are a couple others that I probably should have looked up before, but you guys hook me up week after week with topics, and you engage in my posts, and you're representing, and I really do appreciate that. It means a lot, and so I just wanted to give everybody a quick thank you for that. And yeah, man, it's been a kind of dull week for me, Caleb. What you been up to, man? You seen anything good?
Dude, I've just been on. So I signed up for the Criterion Channel app. And it's incredible. If you like art house films and classics and stuff, it's great. If not, you'd hate it. But they do this really cool thing where they break it into collections. They'll do like 70s horror, and then they'll have like a person talk about 70s horror for like 20 minutes, and they put it into a playlist and be like, hey, here's all the movies we discussed.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a little mini film fest. So I've been watching pretty much the Akira Kurosawa films, but they have a section for Japanese noir. And I've never really explored that genre, but watching the 20-minute documentary made me super pumped. I'm like, I want to watch every film on this list now.
That sounds very your speed and something I would be interested in checking out a couple of the good ones.
Yeah, it's totally like my type of streaming channel where I'm like, I canceled HBO Max for it because I'm like, realistically, all I ever watched was the TCM part, and this is just that, but more.
I don't know how I forgot, but Patrick Stewart and Matt Lane, the two guys that have been around probably the longest out of everyone. So shouts to you guys. Sorry about that. It's more just like prioritizing shit in my brain. It's not that I didn't know, obviously. Now I'm just making excuses.
You essentially just said they're not a priority. It's what you just said. That's not better.
Ooh. How do I walk that back? Well, however Caleb meant it, I meant it the opposite way of that, just so you guys know. Don't put that evil on me, bro. Don't put that evil on me.
The bad juju.
What do you guys think about the title of the video? Just let me know that in the comment section. Emo Peter, what's up, buddy? Glad you stopped by to check it out. We're going to talk a little bit about the Superman casting after a little bit here, as well as some other movie news, including a Red Sonja movie that's being released. And for some reason, I threw the Marvels in here. I kind of want to get your take on that, Caleb, because there was the entire, like, Phase 4 sizzle reel. I guess we'll do that. I guess we'll approach it from just the whole Phase 4 thing, because I do have a couple thoughts, and it'll be a fine opportunity to work those into the conversation. And then, as always, we're going to be talking about some of the Florida Man news and the week's weird news headlines. And it looks like Michigan is gunning for the #1 spot of the weird news capital of the country.
To me, California should be the weird state. When you really think about it, you think California would be #1.
Yeah, you would think that.
California's a pretty weird place, but you think it would be.
I mean, Florida, like, geographically, that's America's dick.
It's very true.
So, like, I don't know what that means other than just it's all hanging out down there. It's like a Yeti hanging on a fucking mic stand. It's just all
flopping about.
Oh, shit. Alan Padini, what's up? Black Superman, why not? Sure, I'm game. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We'll get there. I think that's a fair take. And before we do get into the weird news stuff, I do like to ask what we've been watching. As Caleb just now said, he's been watching a bit of Criterion streaming service. And go ahead.
Kurosawa specifically, I've just been binging Akira Kurosawa films.
Well, that sounds classy, dude. I watched Hostel 2.
That's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. The fact that it's not already in the Criterion collection is really the biggest shock.
It's very disappointing.
Have you seen Hostel?
Saw the first one when I was in high school. I remember not really caring for it, but I don't know why or if I would even hold that opinion today.
Did you see Saw?
Yes.
And then what about the franchise?
The Saw franchise?
Yeah, like everything after it, anything after it.
So I hated the first Saw with a passion.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get it, and then I watched like the second. I think I got dragged along with my friends to watch like the second, third, maybe.
Yeah,
I felt they were pretty much on par with the first.
I like the first, though I do know it's bad. I think it's pretty well written, and it looks a bit like a Nine Inch Nails video. I think they got the David Fincher aesthetic from Seven and stuff like that. But anyways, I similarly have seen the first Saw. I did like it. I saw the first Hostel. I liked it pretty good. But, you know, when you go see a slasher movie like Friday the 13th, let's use a better example, A Nightmare on Elm Street. You see the first movie, it's novel. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. It's doing something different with the formula, and I'm always about those things. And then the second one will never be that. The second one will always just be the same shit. And when it's the torture porn genre, you go from like the not knowing to now all of a sudden I know the story. That was shocking. That was kind of cathartic towards the end of the original Hostel, where the guy kind of, gets exacts his revenge against the people who have wronged him. I like the Saw twist at the end, but after that, the cat's out of the bag, and you're literally going back time and time again to watch people get murdered. And as much as I love horror, I don't really care about that.
Yeah, I can kind of understand that. That's the problem just with sequels in general, is sometimes you end up just treading the same water and it's not near as interesting as the first time.
So the second Hostel is basically the first Hostel, only it's gender swapped, which Eli Roth was way ahead of the curve on that one, but instead of 3 American guys, it's 3 American girls, and it's awful. It's exactly what you think it would be.
It's exactly. Oh, I actually did watch a good movie. New Gods, Neja Reborn.
Okay.
So it's a computer animated Chinese film on Netflix. Think as weird as this is, like anime meets Kung Fu meets a Pixar film.
Okay.
It's weird in the best possible way. I loved every second of it from beginning to end. And then I watched I Am Not a Witch, which is a zombie film.
Okay.
Which was where my wife is from.
I saw that. Yes, I saw something about that movie.
Yeah, that thing was awesome, man. It was actually like an incredible film. Like I was very impressed with it. It's like extremely well directed. It's about a girl who my wife has, apparently this is like a real thing that happens. My wife's never actually heard of it, but I just Googled it, that where people think they're witches and essentially they're like made into slaves, where they like tie them up with this ribbon that they can't fly away.
Oh wow.
But my wife definitely says superstition and believing in like witchcraft is still big. And it was really cool because I have a tie to a lot of that, her country's culture. You know how it is. Like when you live with someone from another culture, you pick up a lot of that. Yeah. And you have like a bond with it. Like I have a super huge, like I love Africa because it's where my wife's from. And there was so much stuff that like inflections in voice that I hear when she's talking on the phone that just like reminded me of the language, I hear my wife speak all the time.
Yeah.
It was just a different way to watch a foreign film with someone who lives from that culture. It's very interesting. But even if you have no ties to the culture, I Am Not a Witch is just an impeccable film. Has one of my favorite closing shots of all time.
I'm a pretty big fan of Africa because we're all from there, my brother.
We're all from the motherland.
Africa originally. What was the first one you said?
New Gods, and it's Neja Reborn, Nezha.
Okay, that sounds
really
interesting. Cool. I wrote the other one down as well. I'm Not a Witch.
Yeah, those two I would highly recommend.
What's up, the Cat Drums 3 and the Diss Track? What's up, man? How you guys doing? Glad you joined the conversation. And we are going to kind of switch gears. In comic books, so true, man. So true. Jeremy wants torture, not murder. I would almost go the other way around. I'm cool with murder.
He wants murder.
Yeah, totally cool with murder. Torture,
he wants
man.
Murder porn. That's what he wants.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple of suggestions. Try that again. There's a couple of suggestions for you guys. Nailed it. Boom. All right, let's go, baby. We're in it. In it to win. In the weird news headlines, man. Michigan poop wall. There are two feuding neighbors. They're farmers. They've got huge cattle ranch kind of thing. And there was a dispute over property lines, which is always going to happen. It doesn't matter if we're talking states, but especially estates, especially houses. And I'd imagine with farms and ranches, it's even more like that. But a man has reportedly retaliated against a neighbor with cow dung in a small Michigan town. Wayne Lamberth, the neighbor who claims a 250-foot wall of manure was erected following a property line dispute he had with a fellow farmer last year. The unusual divider separates the two properties, a civil township situated in Washtenaw County, Michigan. Aside from serving as a physical divider, Lamberth and its tenants told Fox 2 the manure wall comes with a powerful stench. Is this how you do it, man?
That's exactly how you do. I have a manure wall in my backyard right now, just for the hell of it.
They're actually, I hear, like a relatively cheaper alternative for regular privacy fences.
Yeah, exactly. They'll give you a lot of privacy because no one will get even close to it.
Yeah, dude, that's a good point. That's ultimate privacy.
Yeah, mine's just human manure though, because I don't have any cows around me. So
that's cool. How long were you building it up so that you could erect the wall?
No, man, I eat so much green chili. It took me like 2 days.
Oh, dude, nice. I need to introduce.
It was like
green
spray
chili
foam insulation. It was just like
stucco.
Yeah,
you had stucco. You know those like cobblestone.
That's what it was.
Yours is stucco. Mine is cobblestone, like a little hard balls.
Little rabbit pellets just stacked up.
Oh. Yeah, man. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Composting is the act of adding organic material to soil to help plants grow, which can include food or yard waste. So there is that. Manure is not listed as an ideal compostable material under the EPA, but knowledgeable agricultural experts say it's an all right thing to do. Caleb, I'm going to be honest right now. I thought shit was great fertilizer.
I thought it was too.
I thought that was the whole thing.
Yeah. And then I don't know anything about farming, but I always assume that too.
I'm going to be honest, dude. At this point, after just now reading that last sentence, I don't know if I know anything about anything anymore.
Yeah,
dude.
No. Like I thought that was like common knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, it's good fertilizer.
Oh man. I don't know. Let's see what the chat thinks about this. Let's see here. Squad says you guys should watch Call Time, the finale, the greatest horror movie ever. Call Time, the finale. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go
Yeah,
ahead and
no.
jot it down.
Hold on, the finale.
Don't you dare put me and Caleb onto something that's
Hell
bad.
yeah.
Let's see. M comic book. Sounds shitty.
Very true.
Cat Drums recently bought Watchmen. Both the full graphic novel and the movie came in a deluxe set together. Excited to finally own both physically. What do you think, man?
Hell yeah. As someone who owns, well, I don't own the movie physically, but I do own 3 versions of the movie. I don't own the theatrical, the director's cut, and then the 4-hour ultimate cut. And I own a $100 version of the graphic novel, which is just ridiculous.
Let's go. I didn't know there was a 4-hour version of the movie.
Yeah, it has like animated scenes in it of the Black Freighter.
The Black Freighter, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's that added into it. I've never actually watched it though.
You've got it.
Freighter, but I own it. If I ever get the courage to sit down for 4 hours.
Jax Tuttle says, Jeremy and Caleb, what villains would you want to see from Tom Holland's Spider-Man fight in the MCU? And do you agree with the Spider-Verse live action theory? It's about Spider-Man 3 being a live action movie. Do you agree with the Spider-Verse live action theory? It's about Spider-Man 3 being a live action movie.
The Spider.
I don't
know.
Jax, this is Caleb. Caleb is my co-host on the Movies Are Terrible podcast, as well as the People Are Terrible podcast, which we did together for over a year ago. So Caleb and I have been doing podcasts here on one channel or another for the past close to 3 years now.
Close to 3 years, yeah.
We met each other through the film space on YouTube, similar to the way it goes with a lot of people, and we just hit it off. So we've been, I would say, slowly driving each other mad since originally meeting.
It's pretty bad. We're pretty much like a long distance gay couple that really hates each other. That's pretty much what we are.
Yes, abusive.
We're pretty much married.
Yeah, that's correct. So I hope that clears that up for you, Jax Tuttle. But okay, so Tom Hall, I'm sorry, I'm not real clear on the second half of that question. Maybe you could give me a clarification. But as far as villains, I would like to see Spider-Man fight in the MCU. I think that there are some great options still out there. Obviously, as a child of the 90s, I'm very partial to the Maximum Carnage and what was the big storyline? Lethal Protector of Venom, and I really like
Secret
Venom
Wars,
and the symbiotes.
Yeah, all that. I would love to see a Maximum Carnage.
Yeah.
Give me Carnage.
All right, so taking everybody we've seen in live action Spider-Man movies out of the equation, we've got stupid characters like Demo Goblin, Hobgoblin.
I liked Hobgoblin.
I did too. No, Demo Goblin's stupid. Hobgoblin's pretty cool.
Okay, as I say, I like Craven.
Craven would be, I think that's probably my biggest pick.
Morbius
would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's a Daredevil villain, but because of the cartoon, I always liked the Kingpin Spider-Man thing.
Yeah. If we could only go back in time to where Spider-Man was never a part of the MCU in the first place, and Kingpin could be the Kingpin of New York, and it could be some street level fucking gangster Spider-Man movie. It would have been amazing.
It would have been awesome, man. Like, give me like him in college, like kind of just the animated show. Like, I'm such a fan of that era. Just give me the animated show.
Somebody just needs to give us $200 million. We'll take care of this thing. Yeah, dude. We got it figured out.
$5 movie and pocket the rest.
Yeah.
Starring Jeremy as Spider-Man and as Kingpin. We'll just buy you a fat suit. You can do both.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Dude, I'm into it.
All right. We got some love for Silver Sable and Black Cat. I love Black Cat, like, erotically. Then Rhino, Tombstone. Man, girls in Black Cat cosplays, man. Let me get all creepy for a minute here. Instead, we got Iron Boy Jr., says Squad, which is pretty accurate in regards to Spider-Man Tom Holland. Tombstone would be a cool vision, or a cool villain.
I would love Tombstone. Yes, give me a Tombstone movie.
Yeah, a different version of Electro I think we're actually going to be getting, but Spider-Man's got a pretty good rogues gallery. I kind of put him in the same as like a Batman or something.
Batman, yep. I would definitely say he's just in general Marvel's Batman. You know, not like he's not the same type of character, but his rogues gallery, all of that.
Yeah, and more just a crime fighter. Like, instead of going against, I mean, and obviously in comic books at this point, everybody's done everything, but they were more fighting criminals than intergalactic threats.
Let's just make a movie about his wrestling career. Just the whole movie.
Did your boyfriend give you that name?
That's what we'll do. That's going to be the whole movie.
Dude, I would love that.
I haven't seen those Sam Raimi Spider-Man films in years, man.
I got a Mr. Negative in here. Let's see which one. Connecting Spider-Man Kingpin. So we got probably Squad about the Iron Boy Jr. thing. Either way, it's a good take. Everything's a good take. There's no such thing as a bad take, guys. So just whatever awful things you want to get out of your chest, just do it here.
this here. This is the place.
I'll be screenshotting all of it. Yeah. What's up, Random Andy's channel? I don't know if it was talked about yet, but Andrew Garfield, but I call bull on him saying what he said. I'm not real sure about that. I need to look into this. Oh, in Comic Books. I'm a special boy. in Comic Book says, no, Mr. Negative is a villain. You fucking idiot.
Which one is Mr. Negative? I can't even remember. There's probably a reason why I don't remember here. I'm going to Google him real quick.
Yeah, he obviously made a real big impression on me. He might be like more new school than our...
Mr. Negative.
Is he black and white? That's Negative, man.
Oh, he's from the Spider-Man game. The one who was in the last Spider-Man, not the Miles Morales game, but the one before. Yeah, that's the only reason I know of him. I don't know of him from the comic books.
Mr. Negative. He's talking about
cool villain.
Oh yeah. I've seen him before. I was actually talking to Holden and a couple of friends when we did the My Friend Watches on Mortal Kombat, and was kind of like, yeah, I've been playing it forever. Holden's like, are you an expert on it? I'm like, no, but like I'm a huge fan. And then it turns out like, I've played up to like maybe part 7, but in part 9 they rebooted the entire series. So if you're like only played Mortal Kombat for the last like 10 years, nothing I say even is accurate anymore.
No, it's hard with all that stuff. It's easy for me, even like I even do that. Oh, I'm a big fan of this and this. I'm like, well, I used to be like a lot of times. Yeah. I'm like even Spider-Man. I'm like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm like, can I really call myself that anymore? Yeah. Like I used to read every Spider-Man comic.
Yeah. Because there are so many experts on different things now. Like I'm a diehard Game of Thrones fan, but I'm not an expert. Like there are people who are, crazy into that shit.
The only thing I will say that like I am like an expert on and I am a diehard fan would probably be Ninja Turtles. It's like the thing that like I know more than most people who claim to be fans. Yeah. But besides that, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really big in like that with hentai. Like you pretty much show me a picture and I'm like, boom, who's the artist?
I know exactly the artist. I know.
Oh, that one right there. That's from 2016.
You've done a lot of hands-on research.
Yes, correct. Yes. Correct. All right. What are we talking about? Let's go ahead and move on. So that was one. Man builds poo wall. I'm into it. I think it's creative. I think it matches with his profession. It's probably good for the earth eventually, even though apparently me and Caleb just totally, what do you call it? Bernstein Bear affected, fucking Mandela affected the fact that compost and manure are the same thing. I
still think it's the same thing in my head. No one's changing my mind because I'm not going to change my opinion based on facts.
They think Caleb, 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 as in that guy. Man, no, he does not. He did. I think he's messing with us.
What?
Jax Tuttle says, Dos Chol, I think, have a channel as in that guy. And I think he's meant, does Caleb have a channel as in that guy, you? Who we just I thought gave a pretty good introduction to.
No, this is my whole channel. I used to have a channel, but I don't care to have a channel anymore.
Thanks, Jax Tuttle. We're having fun here. Try naming all 4 turtles right now, Caleb. No Google.
Man, if I couldn't do that, that would be pathetic.
Yeah.
If, anyone who's ever seen a movie should be able to do that.
Do you want to do an exercise right now? Because obviously we know all the turtles' names, but do you want to start going through their rogues gallery of villains until we run out?
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's go.
So you got Triceratons, you got Rat
Krang.
King.
No, we'll take
You got
we'll take turns.
okay.
All right.
Okay. So Krang, then I'll do Rat King.
Okay. Rocksteady.
Oh, well, then I'll do Bebop, of course.
Razor.
Okay, we're doing the crappy movie ones.
We're gonna keep going. I got more.
Then Toka, I'm taking yours because I got a whole ton of them.
Oh wow, the Shredder. Did you already say Shredder?
No, I didn't say Shredder.
Nice.
That was my next one.
I'm good. Let's go.
Nobody.
Fuck. I'm not gonna be Mutant Man. Or wait, Toxic. Damn.
He's part of the Mutanimals now.
He is?
He is. I know who you're talking about. Should we just give it to you?
Yeah. What's his name?
Man?
Mutagen Man?
Yeah.
Is he the one that looks like waste?
Yeah, he's like in a case.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll do Old Hob.
Fuck, I think I'm already out, dude. What's the name of the fly dog? Oh, Baxter.
Baxter Stockman. Yeah. Baxter Stockman. We could do what's his name? Why can't I think of her name now? I'm totally drawing a blank. Shredder's, well, in the comic book, she's not his daughter. She's the other one. Karai.
I'm going to go generic and say the Foot Clan.
That's very good. If we're doing that, then I'm going to do Mousers. Since that's
and
the
you
same
already
thing.
did Rat King, so dang. Yeah, I think I got a tap, man. That was good, though. We named a handful. You got a bunch more?
Dude, there's like so many of them. There's the guy that Rena does a time thing with, Sant. It's something like Santiago, but that's not it. It's like very similar to that.
What were the name of what was the bad turtle that wasn't Tonka? Slash?
Oh, Slash is incredible. How could we forget Slash?
Yeah. Seriously, dude, I could go for a minute. It's just like I have a hard time thinking of all of them at one time, but I did have like almost all of the action figures.
And I'm always trying to think of like the new comic because there's just so many of the new ones. Well, just the original comic book run. I mean, there's Bebop, Rocksteady, Baxter, Karai. He was introduced into
Leatherhead in comic books.
Leatherhead, obviously.
Yeah.
Hun is incredible in the new comics.
I don't know who that is.
He was introduced in the 2003 show. And he's incredible. Such a cool character, the way they wrote him into the new series. The new IDW series is by far the best version.
Baxter Stallman, Brad said. Jack says, I only know Shredder, Rat King, and Foot Clan. That's sad. Hey, man, it's just, there's a lot of stuff out there. You got to kind of pick.
Google comic book villains. I'm going to Google this now just to show you how many there are.
But yes, I feel like Turtles was a very, Caleb and I are both around. Caleb's a little bit younger than I am, but like Ninja Turtles was right there with like Batman, the animated series, and that X-Men 90s cartoon of like, that sweet spot between me being like 8 and 14, 8 and 12, when I just loved all of that stuff. And I still think Batman, the animated series is my favorite animated series.
Which one?
Batman.
My favorite animated series, non-anime, would probably have to be X-Men.
Oh, that one's really good too, man. That one's really good.
Yeah, that would have to be. Man, I'm just looking up a list of Ninja Turtle villains. Like some of these you've never even heard of.
What did you think of the fifth turtle, Venus?
Venus de Milo. So they actually wrote in a really good female Ninja Turtle into the new IDW series.
Okay, not her.
No, it's not her. No, it's not her. Not old Venus de Milo. They actually made it in a way where no one cared and no one got angry and everyone actually loves the character.
Nice.
What a little bit of good writing for you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, dude, I gotta give it to Michigan this year or this week, man. They're just really.
They stepping it up in the weirdness.
They're just built to impress, dude. I gotta be careful with my popping in the mic. Sorry about that, you guys. Michigan woman. God, dude. Michigan woman glues eyes shut after mistaking nail glue for eye drops. Get the fuck out.
Okay, rewind. Did you just say she put glue in her eyes because she thought it was eye drops?
She grabbed nail glue thinking it was eye drops and glued her eyes shut.
That sounds horrible.
A Michigan woman nearly lost her vision last week after she mistook a bottle of nail glue for eye drops, according to report.
I'm Googling nail glue see what it looks like because I don't know how this happens. I mean, it must look similar. I don't know how nail glue looks, as honest. Well,
Andy,
I've never glued.
Yeah, dude. Andy's from Michigan.
Oh,
I didn't even realize that. Welcome to the world of the weird, Andy. It's good to be here with me. Good for you to be here with me. Florida man in the house. You guys know that.
So I can kind of understand now. At first I was like, how does this happen? And then now looking at the bottles, totally can understand.
They're similar size. They're kind of similar shape. That's scary, dude. I did shouts to the Cat Drums real quick for dropping some actual useful knowledge in the live chat, including manure is bad because food and hormones injected into animals have ruined it as a natural fertilizer. Okay. It's acidic now, so it kills plants. The most common use of manure is to use water to basically make it into a mist to spray over the plants, since that will help get rid of how acidic it is. Interesting. Good stuff.
So Googling this is not the first time someone's put this glue in their eye.
The same one?
Well, I mean, nail glue. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's happened a couple of different times.
And they did say that her contact probably saved her vision. Dude.
That's insane. Holy shit.
Tried to swipe it away and sealed my eye shut. I just started this is according to Williams. She said, I was like, oh my goodness, and it dropped in my eye and I tried to wipe it away and it sealed my eye shut. I just started throwing cold water and I was trying to pull my eyes apart, but I couldn't, and I was screaming for him to call 911. Dude, that's got to be terrifying.
Totally, before I forget, I just totally realized that my wife actually has to work tonight, so I got 30 more minutes on this podcast.
That's all right.
Because that's how prepared I am.
That's all right. Let's go. They said the contacts save my vision. They kept saying you'll probably lose your lashes, which I did because they had to pull it off and flip the top of my lid. That seems small price to pay. You can always put something on there, but yeah, saving your vision is a huge thing. I just feel like, oh, you know what? Okay, Caleb, in 2015, a woman named Katie Gatos glued her eye shut after a friend accidentally handed her the fingernail glue instead of Visine. Where is this woman from?
Dude, is she from Florida?
Yeah.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
Dude, here's the thing is, like, it would be different for me if it was like, remember the Gorilla Glue girl who, like, intentionally put that shit in her hair?
Bro, it was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if that was this was intentional, I'd be a lot harsher. But like seeing the bottle, seeing how common this is, I'm like, guys, redesign your fucking bottle.
You're right. I can even think about like super glue looks. It's so similar in size and shape.
Yeah, like in the nail glue specifically, like it's the same bottle. Like it just has a different name on it. Like I could totally understand how this happens.
King of the Hills, 34. What's up, dude? Damn cardio. I'm super late, but I'm going to pretend I beat Brad Fedek. We're just glad you're here, man. And if you're doing exercise, I sort of resent you for it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. No, you should just get fat and depressed.
Yes.
Like us.
Do what I do.
Do what I did during quarantine. Gain a shit ton of weight and become depressed. That's what you should do.
Oh, yeah. So this last weird news headline I want to talk about is not even really a headline. It's kind of become a lot of headlines. But, Caleb, tell me you saw the picture of the Bidens and the Carters.
No, let me Google this. So Biden.
It is the most amazing picture I think I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys in the chat have seen this.
Who are the? Oh, Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
Yeah. Why are they so small?
Bro, I was
this can't be real.
Do old people shrink?
This cannot be real. There's no way.
The crazy thing is, dude, it's just forced perspective. It's the way that their legs are pointed towards the thing and the way that the Bidens are just slightly in front of them.
This is amazing.
It looks like Biden has his hand up her butt and is playing her like a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh, dude, this is amazing. How did I not see this? Dude, he looks like he's like 20 feet tall.
I love it, dude. Victoria showed it to me, and we were fucking dead, dude.
Oh, shit. Oh man, that just cracked me.
Dude,
Oh
how
my
old are they?
God.
Everybody's talking about how old Biden
Ooh,
is, and Jimmy
holy
Carter's still
shit.
alive.
Dude, I thought Biden was old until you see him next to Jimmy Carter. Holy, how old is Jimmy Carter? Like 482?
96.
Damn.
96 years old. Looking good, though, for
I mean,
96.
you're not dead. You're looking good for 96.
You know, it's like you grow to a certain age, and then you start Benjamin buttoning. You know what I mean? Then you
No,
start shrinking down.
shit, dude. I'm already shrinking, man. It's horrible, man.
Oh, that shit's so funny looking.
Dude, that is... I could look at this picture all day, especially Joe Biden. That is the best one. Oh
shit.
man.
You guys are welcome. I hope you enjoy that. You guys are the best. All
That's
right.
brilliant.
But yes, wide angle oddity, dude. Like if you just Google the headlines and then the tweets, like this whole thing is just gold. This could have been an entire podcast.
No, dude, I literally could just stare at this picture for hours at this point. Yeah, because it's so weird. Like it literally tricks your eye because Joe Biden looks like honestly, I looks like if I were assuming he was like 9 foot tall right there.
Yes, it is a Gandalf Frodo situation for sure.
Very much.
You just pick her up and chuck her across the room.
Man, she does look like a puppet. Like, that's amazing.
All right. Well, I enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We got to share a laugh, and that's really all that matters in this era.
It's all that matters. We get to laugh at pictures of old people.
Yeah. Caleb has got a new desktop background.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna totally put that in it.
Yeah, man. All right, we'll go ahead and switch on to the next topic, and then because it's Florida Man and Caleb, it's been a while since we talked about aliens. I feel like.
Has it been that long? It feels like we talk about them like every week.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude. It's been like 7 days.
It's a whole 7 days.
So apparently there are UFO sightings on the rise in Florida, and a Florida man describes orbs he caught on camera. I haven't read this yet. The quote, I have watched maybe 100 times now, taken screenshots, blown it up, says the Palm Beach resident, William Fuentes. He caught a strange video on his home security camera at 3 a.m. This startling video shows two circles of light soaring in the air, twinkling mysteriously in the night sky. Is it a drone or is it the birds or bats? Everything goes through your mind, but in the end, I really couldn't explain it. All right, so I guess I'm going to watch this. I haven't actually seen it yet.
That takes contestants for...
Well, is there a link to it? What is this?
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you.
Yeah, because I want to see this video of this. Obviously, clearly not a UFO.
It might be.
It's not a UFO.
Man, you're just Mr. Negative over here.
Dude,
the comic book supervillain.
There's no way this is a UFO. And that always cracks me up is like people will see something like, I can't explain it, so I'm going to go to the craziest shit I can think of.
But we've talked about this before, man. If it's unidentified, it's a UFO.
Well, yes. Okay, technically.
It's
yes.
the implication, though. You're right, because when people say UFO, they're thinking of little green men. So you're not wrong, but yes, that's on them.
Fuentes UFO?
I thought I sent it to you on Meets.
Oh, did you? I was looking on email.
Sorry about that. I didn't even say it, but yeah, I just sent it to you in the message over there.
I didn't even know you could send messages while we were still Zooming. Perfect. That makes it way easier.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Perfect. All right. I have it in front of me.
And I thought I watched it, but I...
Wash your hands.
You wash your hands.
Spike in UFO sightings?
Fox 35 Orlando.
Yep. Cool. I'm pressing play. Man, I need to put an ad installer on this shit.
I don't know where the video went. I guess I need to reload the page real quick. We're watching. They don't even see it, which is
it's
pretty
weird.
Awesome.
It's two little things, and there's like a trail behind them. That's it. That's all you missed.
Curtis Gladu, what's up, man? If it's in the air and we don't know what it is, that's correct. It's a UFO. Has anyone brought up the fact that Jeremy dissed the name Caleb in on the Ask Alex show today and Caleb couldn't defend himself? Nah, man.
No, I had no idea about it.
Dude, if you scroll back through the live chats, you can see how much Caleb cares.
Yeah.
Or I mean, you could play back the video if you wanted to.
You can play back.
Well, that is interesting though, Caleb.
The fact that you made fun of my name or these random things?
Oh, no. The fact that I made fun of your name. No, the UFOs, man. I mean, it's pretty crazy looking.
It's pretty crazy looking. It's not UFOs. Those are the smallest UFOs, too, in the world.
Yes. The perspective, you can tell that they're incredibly small, whatever they are.
Yeah, these are not big things if they are. It's a freaking batteries not included UFOs.
Let's get
but
back
what is
to
it, though, you
brunching
think?
and
I have no idea.
Does it look like it could be fireworks? No, because there's not any spark on the combustion. It does look like there's smoke behind it, though, kind of.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is, but it's definitely not. It's not aliens, I can tell you that.
Aliens, man. All right, what's the next one? I frame it as an alien story, and then I'm like, Caleb, actually, technically, UFOs don't mean aliens. You're like, fuck you.
No, that's what you said. You're like, we haven't talked about aliens in a while. But I'm like,
Caleb, why are you even bringing up aliens, bro?
I know. Yeah.
Damn.
So
I did you dirty, dude. I apologize about that.
yeah.
Sticking to my guns about the name thing, but we hadn't talked about sharks in a while. I feel like it's been a while, dude. Like, we haven't talked about sharks in Florida in a while.
No, we've talked about sharks too.
It's probably been like 7 days.
I know you're actually afraid of sharks.
Dude, this picture is so insane, and I'm sending you the link to the article. Oops. It's a crazy picture. What it is viral photo of Tampa Bay man with tiger shark sparks investigation from wildlife officials. And I don't know where this dude is at, but he is in what looks like a river because there's people like kayaking around him. It's like it's clear and beautiful, and I want to go there, dude. It looks like the fucking rainforest, and he's holding a 6-foot tiger shark. That's a crazy picture.
There's other photos of people passing the shark from boat to boat.
Yeah, and is it dead? It's not, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that they drug it upstream with a rope tied around its tail, and by doing that, they probably incapacitated it because sharks have to continually be in motion so that they could pass the water through their gills so that they can filter out the oxygen. So if you're dragging it in the wrong direction, its gills aren't going to be able to circulate oxygen into it or whatever. So I think it was probably heavily sedated because of the way they're able to handle it without it flopping around everywhere.
When you first started that, you said it was I thought you were going to say it was drugged. Like it was.
It essentially is, I think. Like lack of oxygen to the brain. But yeah, man.
Yeah, they essentially just drowned it.
Yes,
like,
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So apparently they're not going to get in trouble. The guy who had the shark is not going to face any charges for it. However, he said he's getting chewed out right now for the photo, which, yeah, dude, I think there have been thousands of mostly negative comments about it. And you know me, man, like I am so pro-conservation, but I'm also not like overly sentimental and anthropomorphizing animals. But sharks have got such a bad rap and are killed in such massive numbers every year that I say, like, leave them the fuck alone. But I'm also not going to, like, single Native American Geronimo tear rolling down my cheek for it,
No, that's kind of me. Is like, I don't know. I don't even know. Are they, like, endangered? I don't know much about sharks.
Tiger sharks in particular, I don't believe are. In fact, I think most sharks are repopulating the oceans. I mean, the big thing was up until about 20 years ago. Like Jaws really did increase poaching of sharks by thousands of %, and then in Asia, they've done it indiscriminately for a long time for shark fin soup. And lately there's been more restrictions put on that. So populations are actually, doing okay, but the ocean is not doing great in general.
Yeah.
So
because that's what I was like. I'm like, if they're endangered or if they're on the verge of being endangered, leave it alone. But I'm also a firm believer of, like, if you're going to eat something that's different than just like fucking with it.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know that they could eat. I guess you could. I guess it's like anything else, but I know there's a certain way that you have to clean them so that they don't piss out of their skin. Like they have this weird thing where they'll like excrete almost urine through all their body. So you have to like gut them a certain way. I don't even know how you do it because I don't fish for sharks, but that's kind of gross. I've had shark before. You ever ate it?
No, I would love to.
It's all right.
Is that? Yeah, I've never had it. I would love to try it though.
Yeah, it's fishy and good, but no, tiger sharks are supposedly near threatened, but not endangered.
Here's the thing: is then shouldn't be fucking with animals unless you're gonna eat them. And
Yeah.
That's my firm belief.
Yeah.
Like I don't have no problem with people hunting if they're gonna eat it, but if you're just like being a dickhead, I'm against it.
That is a really cool place, though. Like that location looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It does. Looks really cool.
So I might have to take a trip to wherever. Oh, Tampa Bay, duh. Yeah, I don't know if the tiger shark. It said that he was like swimming around at the mouth of the river in the main body of water, which is obviously either the Gulf or the Atlantic. Probably the Gulf.
Probably the Gulf.
All right. Well, what you got?
No, nothing. We didn't talk about the one weird story that I started to talk about before the podcast, and you're like, do not say it.
I'm so glad you brought that up. We have 10 minutes left to go. Let's go.
Why can't I think of his name? The YouTuber. Jake Paul. Floyd Mayweather was, I guess, facing off with Logan Paul. I guess they're going to fight. I didn't even know Logan Paul was a fighter. So they're going to fight. Afterwards, Jake Paul walks up to him and starts talking crap. They're in each other's face. And Jake Paul goes, "Got your hat." And he grabs his hat like an idiot. And so he starts like, it's clearly a fight. And you hear people, it's a real fight because you hear a woman going, "Stop it, stop it." Stop. You know it's a real fight. And then you go ahead and you see the scuffle keep happening. And then you see, what's his name, holding his face, Jake Paul being pushed away. And he's like, "I got your hat, I got your hat." And he's laughing. And then he's like holding up, he's like laughing, I guess, taking a video. And he's like, "I got your hat," with a big old black eye.
For real?
Yeah.
So he got hit.
No, he definitely got hit.
You think he got hit with a flurry of punches? Did he just get stuck one time?
I just got stuck once or twice,
Dude. I am surprised Floyd Mayweather didn't take his head off, but I think we all want to sleep on those Paul boys, but they're obviously relatively tough.
Yeah, I mean, in the fight game, I think they're pretty low towards the bottom, but yes. I think they're very good. Jake Paul.
They could probably fucking average dude up.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure. Yeah, they definitely work out. What's it called? They're not like, they're not chumps, but I don't think they're in...
they're not elite.
They're not elite.
Yeah.
No, like there's no way. There's zero. Well, I won't say zero because it's very, there's always a chance in the fight game. But I think there's a very small chance that Logan Paul beats Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer of all time.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed. You'd be hard pressed. I think Floyd is going to make a ton of money either way, but I have heard a lot of people that are just kind of like, why even stoop to the level of fighting? But it's always been about money anyways. So it's like, fuck integrity when you can make $100 million off of a fight or whatever.
Yep.
Brad did say, and I will have to watch the video. I don't want to play it here. We'll probably get a claim on it, but just one to the eye by a bodyguard. So maybe it wasn't Mayweather that hit him. Maybe it wasn't.
Okay.
He had a black eye in video he uploaded afterwards, says him in comic books. If you want to see it, he said it's on TMZ. Let me see if I can pull it up without screwing us over.
Yeah, I definitely, eventually I'll watch it after I get off the podcast because I just saw a real quick clip of it right before we went on air. Yeah, but as far as like Jake Paul, he's not like an incredible fighter. Even the way he's very smart with who he calls out, like calling out Ben Askren, who, that dude can't, like, he's a great wrestler, but he's not a good striker at all.
He was a great wrestler when he was in MMA years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Before he had hip surgeries and then retired and was like 40 pounds overweight, but he's smart. I mean, he made a ton of money.
Yep. So what is your take on this? Do you think this is a ticket that is interesting to you? I know you didn't get the last one. I did get the one where Jones and Tyson fought. That was fucking nuts. But is this something you're interested in?
I'm interested in just seeing the highlight afterwards. There's no way. It's crazy. I never thought I'd be in a situation where I would want Mayweather to win.
Dude, how many people, because these things do fantastic, how many people are watching this to watch the Paul boys get wrecked?
Dude, that's literally the whole entire draw. Like, people aren't watching it. I mean, I'm sure they have fans that like love them because there's little dickhead kids out there that like these assholes. But everyone else is watching to hopefully see they get fucked up. That's the whole reason.
I've heard Andrew Schultz on the Flagrant 2 talk quite a bit about how the Paul brothers have monetized outrage, that they know that everybody hates them, and they've turned that into an enterprise.
100%. You're 100% correct.
Would you play the heel for great success?
Would I like have everyone hate me for a lot of money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'd do it. If I was making as much as they would, yeah.
Bro, I'm going to be real honest with you, and you and I have talked about it before. I think our middle of the road takes hurt us on the YouTube space.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like, if I did what my analytics told me to do, if I did what YouTube's algorithm and my viewerships and my analytics told me to do, I would be making Gina Carano videos and SJW videos all fucking week long. And it's just crazy to know, like, if I leaned into that type of commentary that really played on identity politics, I think the channel would fucking do great.
Because honest to God, there's even times like when people are terrible, when we were doing our like moderate takes, I'm like, man, maybe we should just be like, one of us take a hard line opinion. Because typically, for anyone who didn't watch that, we take one side of the aisle each typically. And what we find out is we're really like this far apart on issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like we're not that far off. We have a couple of little minute things that we disagree with, but for the most part, we agree.
Yeah.
And that is something that people don't want to see.
Maybe that's
it. We screamed at each other and we said all of these things, and I took a hard right, you took a hard left opinion. People would definitely tune in.
I say we put one up on another channel and see what happens.
Just go for it.
Just see what happens. Martial Arts Film Freak, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. And it looks like peace out to Brad Feddick. Thanks, man. Thanks. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Thanks for the contributions to the conversation. Martial Arts Film Freak said Logan Paul knew that people wanted to see him take a bump, so he took a pretty paycheck from WWE at WrestleMania. That's a WrestleMania paycheck. Big bucks. Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know he did that, but I'm sure he made a ton of money.
Dude, just rolling in it. It's so crazy.
No, they've marketed being an asshole. Don't get me wrong. I think that is genuinely who they are to an extent.
Yes.
It might be a heightened version of themselves. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to hate on them when I see how much money they're making. I'm like, man, you guys are smart. You're going to make a decent chunk of change before you fade into, non-existence.
Yeah. But dude, once you hit that first million, you just invest and let the money fucking roll in,
Yeah, exactly. Like they'll be set for life.
Damn,
I mean, they probably already are.
$1 million, dude. $100,000. That's fucking life-changing money. Just an extra bam at one time. Oh my God.
Dude, I couldn't imagine that.
Man. Anyways.
$1 million. Well, I got to head out of here. Got to go take care of the kiddo.
Well, I appreciate you hanging out, man.
I missed all the movie talk pretty much, but that's pretty typical for movies are terrible.
Yeah.
Movie podcasts, so.
Yeah. We'll get back on it next week, hopefully, if all things work out well. I appreciate you hanging out, Caleb, and we will talk to you soon, man.
Yeah. Everyone have a good night.
Later, buddy. All right. Let me recenter. And I don't mean that metaphorically. Do-do-do-do. I'm not going to lie, guys. I was so wound up when I got home from work. Like, I just started talking to my wife and was just like, blah, 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 just brain dump. So much stuff. So I'm like super keyed up for some reason. I feel extremely excitable, I guess. All right. Close enough. My camera's a little crooked. That's always like the little thing that bothers me is like when it's just slightly ajar there. I could like push it, but yeah, I don't know. It's a bad angle, you guys. It's a bad angle. All right. Lots of love for Caleb. I really appreciate you guys for making him feel at home. I have been collaborating with Caleb for a very long time, and we have a good time. If I could just get the man to like some Marvel movies. Or Star Wars, something, you know? It's like, dude, what are we even going to talk about if you don't like those two things? All right, what else is going on? Let's go ahead and talk some movie news. I know that I have a couple of things coming up from the Patreon here in just a couple moments. I'm going to pull it up after the movie news segment. Man, it's so weird going from having somebody and then not having somebody. Martial arts film freak, are you at work? You know what? Hope you're ready, buddy. Hope you're ready, Jack. Because you're fixing to get tickets to the gun show. Let's see. He might not answer. Don't get too excited, Jeremy. But he might also. Let's see. There he goes. There he goes. All right, let's see what happens. Anyways, what were we talking about? So this week's movie news got a couple of cool headlines, and I'm sure there's actually other stuff going on, but I don't think that so far I've talked anything on video about the Phase 4 slate for Marvel. So we'll start there. Then we'll talk about the casting, the potential casting for the upcoming J.J. Abrams produced, maybe directed or written. I don't know. I know he's attached to produce it. Superman, another Superman. So Marvel reveals Phase 4 movie slate. So Phase 4 is going to be relatively short in terms of Marvel movies, which is cool. Let's see. Tristan, no, but I'm not home. You got this. All right, fine. Next time, for sure. Jeremy, did you watch Star Wars Bad Batch? Trailer? I didn't know. Is it a trailer? I didn't know it was out. Oh, has the series actually come out yet? I've never really been into the animated Star Wars stuff, and not because I don't like it, simply because I just didn't keep up with it. Okay, so it started yesterday. I'll check it out. I wonder, do I have to have seen Rebels or Clone Wars to watch this, or do they start it in a place? That's what I'm worried about, is just so many branches going outward from the main story that I've like got to keep up with all this shit. I ain't trying to do all of that. But if I can start on episode 1 of the Bad Batch and not need all of the other stuff, I'll start checking it out today. I'm all for good programming, you know. All right. So I will check out the Bad Batch. However, Marvel Phase 4, what do we got here? Energy. Let's go. Center. All right. Black Widow, July 9th. Going to the theaters. We got Taskmaster as a villain. I'm looking real close at that picture there. I've heard somebody say that it might end up being Rachel Weisz. However, I haven't been keeping up with all of the, new rock stars video breakdowns or screen rant or like whatever. I haven't been watching a lot of the theory videos. If there are some theories, I would actually like to hear them from you. But does anyone have an idea about Taskmaster? Who is this character who's very clearly being hidden, which leads me to believe that if they're a new character, we'd at least get to see him without the mask on at some point during the trailer. There's a reveal under that mask. Watch it be Nick Fury. That'd be wild, right? I'm excited about it, though. I love Scarlett Johansson. She's awesome. Really like Rachel Weisz. She was in The Favorite, the Yorgos Lanthimos movie that won Best Picture 2 years ago, something like that. Very good. Obviously she was in The Mummy. She's been in a bunch of really good shit. Really, really like David Harbour. I think he's great. Love him in Stranger Things. He sucked in Hellboy, but he's done some other stuff he was good in. He was in Suicide Squad, which I didn't even remember that until we were watching it the other day. Hold on 1 second, please. Look at that. Look, it must be my lucky day.
It was our lucky day. We saw the live stream. We were like, that's it. Movies are terrible. That's what we're doing.
Let's go.
I wanted to just use my friendship powers and just eke my way into your live stream here. And I want to just, because I'm ignorant. Can they hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about this Falcon Winter Soldier thing?
So I watched it with Holden, and
that's what I saw. Okay.
Do you want my general thoughts, or did something happen? Is there controversy?
No. Obviously don't give me anything, but just like, what did you think at first? Like, were you like, oh, that looks like it's gonna be good, or no, that looks like it's gonna be terrible?
Okay. For me, I went into it expecting to like it, because as you and I have talked a handful of times, I really like Captain America, Civil War, and Winter Soldier. Yeah. And I figured this was going to be like that. However, Bucky and Sam, they're not big characters really in the MCU, so it's I wasn't super excited. I will say I'm happy with the way that it came out, and I'm real curious to hear how you end up liking it, because it's so much less crazy than later MCU movies.
Very cool. Okay, very cool.
What do you think about it?
My initial thought, obviously we hadn't watched it yet, but it looks terrible.
Oh.
It looks awful. That looks awful to me.
What is not hitting for you, Matt?
Falcon, he's come back, all right? He's got some credit. But why are we gonna wrap him in Cap's colors? I know, I get it on the left, I get it, but I don't know, man. I hope they paint it well. I'll go into it open-minded, but it feels just a wee bit forced. I haven't seen it. Who knows? But it looks awful. We will find out.
Hey, spoiler-free guys in the chat. Is he right? Is he wrong? I know that there is actually, Matt, of all things, this has ended up being one of the more divisive Marvel things. Some people like it, some people hate it, and for lots of different reasons. I came down on the side of it being favorable, but I am curious to hear what your take is. Let's see. Curtis says, I think Matt will enjoy the character development in the series. King of the Hills says, this opinion of what Madden Holden's channel explode. This opinion of what Yeah, he's not wrong about that. So, I mean, but you've dealt with worse already.
Yes, that's true. I mean, yes. Well, that was all. Just wanted to be intrusive. That's what I'm here for.
Say the truth, man. Say the truth. Say you wanted to boost the quality of my content tonight. So you hollered at your boy, and you made the podcast not only more interesting, but more entertaining too.
That's what I wanted to lean on. I wanted that camaraderie piece to just flow through the phone, speakerphone to their microphone, and into their ears.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. You got more flowing than just that. So appreciate you, bro.
Right on, man. I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy the stream. I'll be in the chat.
Love you, buddy.
Love you.
Bye. I don't think he got my my moist vagina joke at the end. He probably did. That was fun. It's comic book accurate. It looks sweet, and it was well earned. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. I did not like the costume. I'm cool with everything else about it. I don't know why. I'm not trying to be controversial. Love Sam. Love Captain America. Don't like the thing. And I know I'm not the first person saying this, and there's a reason why. It's not. It might be parallel thinking, but it might be because there's only two opinions. You either like it or you don't like it. I'm on the side of not liking it, but that's all right. That's all right. Oh, we got Rocky Nez in the chat. What's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by and joining the conversation, being a part of the weekly discussion on movie stuff. I was talking about how great the cast of Black Widow is. I left off on David Harbour, and I saved the best for last because Florence Pugh is one of the best people working in film right now. She was in Midsommar, and she is fantastic in Midsommar, right? She's in... Oh my God, I'm not going to think of them right now. She's in a bunch of really good stuff. The young Macbeth, Little Women, some other shit. Let's see here. Fighting with My Family, she played Paige. She was awesome in that. I am willing to bet that Martial Arts Film Freak probably saw and liked that movie. Let's see here. Florence Pugh is amazing. She has so much potential, and she was great in Little Women. Yes, agreed, Andy. Absolutely. Good call. I think she's awesome. I think she's got a long career ahead of her. Lady Macbeth is what it was. And I like the fact that what we're going to see in the next couple of years of Marvel is a switch to the new guard. I don't mean to sound like a boomer, but I just love the original cast of these movies so much. Like, on one hand, these movies are pretty formulaic, and the first entry into any superhero film is going to be very, very rigid to a formula that we've already seen before. So a lot of the goodwill that I got from the Marvel movies was just due to forming a connection with these characters, because even though sometimes the stories felt formulaic and it's kind of the same thing over and over again, the actors bring so much charisma. The dialogue is snappy and witty and fun, and obviously a lot of spectacle, great production. They do a good job, but fundamentally, what an origin story has to be really does limit the parameters of what they're able to do in the film. And that's fine. I mean, that's what issue 1 of comic books are, right? But it's always been the performances that elevated it, and I'm worried that so much of the charisma is being phased out in favor of new people. Like, I know Florence Pugh's got charisma. She's got charisma for days. I'm not worried about that. I have faith, but yes, I'm just like, man, who are all these new characters? I want what I'm used to, and I think that's pretty normal probably, but I am curious to hear what you guys think about that. Let's see, Martial Arts Film Freak. I heard she is taking over as Black Widow in reference to Florence Pugh. That's what it's looking like. That's definitely what it's looking like, and she's got a new psychological thriller coming out on Netflix called The Wonder, if you guys are curious about that. I think she's a baddie, dude. I know that's not what we're talking about, just showing that I'm a dude again. Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings, is also coming out relatively soon, September 3rd, 2021. I know very little about this movie other than it was directed by the lady that just now won Best Actor for Nomadland. Best Director for Nomadland. It's supposed to be a very good film. I know it is very scenery, landscape-driven cinematography, and she is bringing the cinematographer of that film over with her to do this. Wait a second. Shang-Chi and the Legend. Why did I think all of that? That's all completely wrong. I'm so dumb. She's doing the Eternals. Scratch everything I just now said. Yes, correct. Martial Arts Film Freak. I see you. You are right. So the person who's directing Shang-Chi is actually Destin Daniel Cretton, who did Just Mercy. He's got 13 directing credits. So I'm Not a Hipster, Short Term 12, Just Mercy. That was the one with Michael B. Jordan that came out recently, but similar to a lot of the directors at Marvel. He's not completely green, but he's young, he's up and coming. He's probably not, so committed to his auteur vision yet, so he doesn't have the crazy ego that a lot of these filmmakers that would have more of a name coming into it might have. I'm excited to see it. So everything I just now said about Shang-Chi, apply that to Eternals. We're going to talk about that in a second. But I like the way Shang-Chi looks. I think it looks like it's going to be a fusion of the superhero origin story and then also this kind of mystical Eastern culture fusion thing. And it's got potential. It's got potential. I think there is room for this kind of character in the MCU because while we did get sort of similar with, the Daredevil stuff and the Iron Fist stuff on Netflix, I feel like this is different enough. And I don't know anything about this character, so I am mostly interested in this movie because of the Marvel logo, just because I don't really have much to base it on after that. What's up, Mark? How you doing, man? Let's see. Everybody looks excited about Shang-Chi. Oh yeah, Brad. I wish you wouldn't have brought it up. I could have stayed positive on this whole thing, but I don't like wire fu, and I'm sorry, martial arts film freak. I know there's a name for it, like a wushu. Is that right? Let me know, and I'll check in a second. It takes a minute because of lag or whatnot, but I think it was wushu that you mentioned where people do the high-flying thing. Because I watch your videos, bro. I saw that in one of your videos, your genre videos. So I hate that shit. I don't like it. The physics are all fucked up looking. There were times in the trailer that I'm like, oh, this looks like fucking Mulan. Or what was that one that came out with Matt Damon in it? The Wall. It's just too much sometimes. But I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be great. We'll see. King of the Hill is 34. That Marvel logo has garnered so much goodwill for the viewer. There is no reason to doubt them. Yeah, I agree. Mushu! I don't want to mess that up. I believe that's what I was saying, but I don't know. But Martial Arts Film Freak posted it in the live chat if you guys are curious what that subgenre or what that style is. You dislike it in every movie it's been in, says Curtis. Nah. I think it was great in Crouching Tiger, and I also liked it in House of Flying Daggers. It was novel. It was unique, something I hadn't seen before. It was an artistic rendition of this thing, and I was fine with it. It became kind of tropey, like Bullet Time. The person like dodges around the slow motion thing, and it just becomes like, it feels like somebody playing a cover song. I think there's a falseness to it when it isn't the thing that's developing it or elevating it. It just feels a little bit like it's just aping it. However, to be fair, this shit from Doctor Strange stolen directly from Inception. And I knew it when I saw the trailer, but then when I saw it in the context of the movie, it didn't really bother me anymore. So things can be good and bad, or, not for me and then win me over. But to answer your question, no, I don't hate it in every movie I've seen it in. Rocky, Jeremy says, Jeremy, not sure if you've talked on this before, but do you think Krasinski's are a good fit for Mr. and Mr. Fantastic? Fuck yeah, dude. They're a good fit for anything they want to do. Charming couple. Nice seeming people. I think they're a little old for what Marvel's doing with their casting. I don't think of John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as being old, but when you look at the direction that the MCU seems to be going, I feel like they're going to cast younger so they can keep them around for longer. That said, I know Reed Richards has got the gray in the side of his hair, so if anybody is considering, thinking outside the box for casting, I mean, you can throw the same old names out there, but let's do something different, Marvel. Let's cast me as Reed Richards. I fucking dare you to cast me as Reed Richards. I will only make your film more terrible. Let's see here. But I do like the Krasinskis. Oh, you know what? Mark McKeever brought something up to me, and I meant to do it. Mark, you are a moderator, do me a favor. I don't think we can do it. I'm going to try. Mark mentioned something to me that I think is a great idea, and essentially it is putting polls in the live chat just to kind of keep the conversation going, let everybody jump in. But I'm looking into it. He sent me a link to a video just a little bit earlier, and I haven't watched the most recent video yet to see how they're implementing it, but I do think it's cool, so keep an eye out for that in the future. Curtis says that the Kaczynskis are the best possible fits for the roles. I'm not super familiar, so I don't even think I would be a good person to ask. I think aesthetically, they both got it. You know what I mean? Can get it. Yeah. Yes, Random Andy's channel. Apparently you can, and it might be third-party software. We've never actually seen it yet. I've seen it in other people's videos, but I've never seen it done in my circle or whatnot. Can I bring up that that awesome picture again real quick? I feel like we need a laugh. Things are getting real dry in here, So we're going to add just a little bit of fun. Soak that in, man. Soak that in. Let's look at old Joe over here. President of the United States, people. He's actually a well-trained ventriloquist. That's our guy, dude. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I think that shit's so super funny. What else is going on? Marvel Phase 4. Let's see. Okay, the Eternals, as I was just now saying I was going to come to. And then I forgot. The Eternals. Angelina Jolie, man, making a slight comeback, because not only is she in this, but she's also in the new Tyler Sheridan movie, who is a great director responsible for a lot of good movies, including Hell or High Water, Wind Creek, which has got Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye in it, and it's also very good. And he did one other one I can't think of. Was it Mud? Maybe it was Mud, the one with Matthew McConaughey. Anyways, he's got a new one coming out with Angelina Jolie in it, and then she's doing this. And I swear it's been a little bit since the last thing she was in. I want to say it was like Maleficent, whatever it was. He looking swole. Yeah, man. The Eternals does look interesting. I really like, yes, Burning Incense. Exactly, Kristen. Thank you for noticing. What's his name? Stark. Rob Stark. Normally I could tell you what his name is. He's really good. I liked him in a series that he was like a BBC series where he was a almost like a British CIA guy. Can't remember what it's called right now, but it was good. Somebody let me know what his name is. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Curtis. Richard Madden, that's the one. I was thinking Steve Madden, like shoes. I don't know what. But yeah, Richard Madden. I don't know much about the Eternals. I have heard that it's going to kind of be the Game of Thrones of the MCU, which is cool. No, in comic books. I either I missaid it or something, but she wasn't in Mud. Tyler Sheridan directed Mud. She's in the newest movie that Tyler Sheridan's directed called, I don't know what it is, but there's like a forest fire, and she's one of the frontline people that puts out forest fires, and then they're trying to kill a little kid. they're showing the trailer over and over again on YouTube right now. Yes, Andy, I'm glad you brought that up. That is the director of Nomadland, who just now won Best Picture at the least viewed Oscars in history of history. There was something there. Okay, I want to look up the name of the director. That's because I misspoke a minute ago. And I want to give her props because she kind of kicked ass. I haven't actually seen the movie, but Chloe Zhao. Curtis Glado, I hope it ends up looking better than the show they were trying to get going. I think it's confusing, but I think that was The Eternals. No, this is wait, what? This is The Eternals. That was the what was that called? Was it The Eternals? Terrible Marvel show. Yeah, Chloe Zhao. For sure. But Inhumans, yes, okay, see it. Yes. Bro, it's happened to me over and over again, where I've confused the two of those things. So, understandable. Eternals was Jack Kirby's passion project that never really took off, according to MN Comic Books. Yeah, Kirby really did like that celestial type shit. You know, galactic battles and fucking spacey stuff, man. Spacey stuff. Curtis, that was Inhumans, which I'm pretty sure is different from the Eternals, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it happens, man. Kit Harington is Black Knight. Oh, thank you, Mark. I forgot about that part. So they actually are, clearly drawing a delineation between Game of Thrones and the Eternals, and I am a huge fan of fantasy, like high fantasy, sword and sorcerer, sword and sandals, slaying dragons. Game of Thrones is my favorite series ever, so like I'm kind of a mark for this. Like going into this, I think I'll really enjoy it. Oh man, computer's lagging out. Ooh, buddy. Apologies about that, you guys. It looks like the check. All right, maybe that was it. Not feeling good about it. YouTube is not receiving enough data. All right, well, it looks like that's about gonna wrap it up, you guys. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not receiving enough info. It looks like that may be a wrap. Gonna stick it out 1 minute. Check. I don't know if I'm actually moving or not. Let's see here. I should have given myself more motion. And I'm still not showing up. Man, that sucks. I'm still live and clear? Why don't I see it moving over on my side? Okay, interesting. Maybe it's resolved. I'm so confused about that. Okay, yeah, it looks like I might be in a better place now. Heaven. I've died and gone to heaven. Cool, baby. Thank you guys for sticking around for a minute to shepherd me through that nonsense. I fucking hate the unreliable nature of the internet. It typically doesn't happen. However, when you least expect it, look at me waving my arms like a fool. Like, I am the great Cornholio. Need TP for my bunghole. It's a pretty good impression. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about actually getting a cameo so that I can do impressions. Anyways, what was I talking about? Talked a little bit about the Eternals. It's about as much as I know about the Eternals. And there's other stuff we can discuss. King of the Hills 34 coming through with the first super chat I've had in about 3 weeks. Thank you very much for that small donation for support. Every little bit helps, man. Very much. Absolutely appreciated. Always appreciated. So glad that you found your way over to this little strange section of the world over here that we got going on, called Movies Are Terrible on YouTube. Every Thursday night, 6 p.m. CST. You can check out the podcast live. Also on Saturdays, I've been trying to push a little bit harder for this because it's something I'm very happy and proud to be a part of, but there is a radio station, 92.3 here in Pensacola, where you can listen to Let's Go Pensacola. It is a weekly pop culture radio show that is broadcast every Saturday at 4 p.m. Also, you can watch it, or listen to it on any podcast streaming service the day afterwards. So it's available even if you're not here in the area. I really love to be able to say I do radio because I grew up loving the radio, but now people are like, you do the what? The what? The radio. You know, sounds like shit. It's always like... Anyways, is the audio kind of dipping out? I don't know. It looks like I'm back at this point. However, if something does go amiss, awry, afoul, let me know in the comments section and I will panic. Can't guarantee I'll fix it. I can guarantee I'll fucking panic. Panicking is my nature. All right. Red Sonja. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Red Sonja, but she is the, I don't know how you would, she is the female Conan. That's the best way I know how to say it. She's the female Conan. And I really love Conan. And my favorite part about Conan, dude, I wish you could get away with like playing little segments of music or clips of movies or anything, but you can't. Like, I'm in the middle of editing Hostel 2, my reaction to it, and I know it's going to get demonetized. Like, none of those videos are monetized. I don't even think you can watch The Passion of the Christ anymore. As a link in my community tab. Thank you, Mark McKeever. God, dude. You always come through clutch and help your boy out, and yes, I absolutely can do that. Thank you for mentioning it. We'll do that very soon. So, Red Sonja is kind of the female Conan. She's had comic book series over the years. She more recently had a little bit of a upgrade of the character. Some girls I know said. I am not super familiar with her. I know that Brigitte Nielsen played her back in the 80s in a very terrible movie. Brad Feddick coming through with a $10 Canadian super chat. King, my bank agreed with me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I swear there's like, maybe this is anecdotal, but in my experience, it's like if one super chat comes through, a couple do. If none do, it's just, you know. But I totally understand. It's not a big deal. It's just something I've noticed over the years. I waited tables for a long time, and even when I worked at like counters at places, like the bosses were always like, hey, stick $1 in there first. So basically I'm a busker with no discernible talent. If you want, I can play the guitar poorly. Anyways, the fuck was I talking about? Oh, Brigitte Nielsen played Red Sonja in the 80s. It's a terrible film. But what I like about the original Conan, full circle, baby, all the way back to the beginning. What I like about the original Conan is the theme. It was done by John Milius, wrote it and directed it. I need to look it up now, but it's that part where it goes bum 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 bum. This shit's tight. Anyways, dun 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 dun. It's exactly what it sounds like. I'm probably gonna get a copyright claim for that alone. They're gonna be like, dude, you just sound too close to the actual orchestra. And we're not gonna be able to let that slide, dude. Dun 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 dun. Basil Poldoris. Good shit, dude. Good shit. Am I the only one? Anybody else like that theme? You just gonna leave me hanging out to dry like this? I'm over here humming shit that nobody knows about? That's cool. All right, anyways. Red Sonja. By Crumb, the actress to wield the savage sword of Red Sonja has been found. Hannah John Kamen, who might not sound familiar by her name, because I didn't recognize the name, but then when I saw her picture, I was like, oh, fuck, it's Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. So she's going to be leading a series called Brave New World. And, she was a lead in a series called Brave New World, and she will star in Millennium's long-gestating sword and sorcery feature. Let's go! Just you. Thanks, Brad. I always count on you, you savage. You fucking savage. Joey Soloway is directing the project and co-wrote the script with Tasha Huo, the screenwriter who is showrunning and executive producing the upcoming animated Tomb Raider series for Netflix and Legendary. So, Red Sonja and then a Tomb Raider animated series by Legendary on Netflix. I'm surprised the Legendary one doesn't go to HBO. However, after the whole kerfluffle with the day and date releases of the movies, people are mad at HBO right now. People are mad at Time Warner. So a lot of creatives were like, we're not working with you. So I think Legendary, because they felt they got the shaft when it comes to Godzilla vs. Kong, they were like, go fuck yourself. Yes, she's playing Red Sonja. Yep. The actress from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Typically, Red Sonja is portrayed with red hair. If you know me, you know I really don't care about any of that. And we're gonna talk about Superman in a minute here. But if you know me, I don't really care about any of that. Like, I'm all for reinterpreting characters, so I don't think she has to have red hair. Or if they threw a red wig on her, she'd be kind of hot. You know what I mean? It's just like that red hair, pow, like Mary Jane. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Yeah, I'll fuck with the Red Sonja movie. I don't know where the new Conan is at. I know that the last time they did a Conan, it starred Jason Momoa, and I didn't care for it all that much. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it would be very difficult to one-up Schwarzenegger as Conan. That would be very difficult to do. Chris Hemsworth as He-Man, that'd be pretty tight. Son of Kong, says Rocky. Yes, I appreciate you mentioning that. They are discussing making a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong or a new MonsterVerse movie, which is great. I really have enjoyed what we've gotten from Legendary so far. None of it's been, perfect movies. Other than the 2014 one was pretty fucking good, but there's definitely valid criticisms to have about each of them, but I have a lot of fun watching them. Kong Skull Island and Godzilla vs. Kong in particular are really good for just multiple rewatches. Something about that big old monkey, man. Something about that big old cute monkey with his sign language and his conspicuously absent dick and balls. You know what I'm... when I'm by myself, I just don't know. I just laugh really hard at my own jokes. I'm down with 1,000 more Kong movies. Hell yeah, dude. They just need more minutes spent on the monsters, says Curtis. And I understand that as well. Okay, so that's what's up with Red Sonja. And when we were talking about the slate for upcoming Marvel superheroes, I was talking about a couple of the ones, but did you hear the one about the white superhero, the black superhero, and the Muslim superhero? It's apparently called The Marvels. It's the sequel to Captain Marvel. That's a lot of Marvels. King of the Hills 34, I think Bo Burnham is wonderful. Yes, like him a lot. And I did not know there's a new special coming out, but I definitely will be watching it. I liked 8th Grade as well. Bo Burnham was actually in a movie called Promising Young Woman, which also was nominated for a lot of awards, and he's in that as well. Big Bo Burnham fan. He's a interesting and creative and, singular person. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I wasn't even aware that was happening. I don't know about this Marvels thing, man. Like, if there's one weak link in the original or in the whole MCU series so far, this was legit. The first time I was sitting in a Marvel movie, Captain Marvel, I was legit sitting in the theater like, I don't really like this. And that was weird. I started thinking, like, dude, are you sexist? Let me call my mom and ask her. No, I fucking love women. That would be insane. But there was something about the movie I didn't really love. I think it was just the fact that she had no arc. Like, her character was completely static from the beginning to the end. Matt Lane Fitness, you dope, good sir. You dope, good sir. You know what I owe you for. Love you, bro. Thank you. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. You guys are the best. Definitely not the worst Marvel movie. Well, hit me. What's the worst Marvel movie? I think Blue Marvel is also going to be in it. Yeah, okay, sorry. I'll come back over to the story. But the first Captain Marvel was not great to me. I'm not going to say it was bad. It's not bad. It just wasn't all that good. And I know I'm not saying anything new. This fucking movie's been picked apart, so what am I actually adding to the conversation? But I did feel that the editing, the splicing between the flashbacks with her like road to growth, which she doesn't have, just felt it didn't have a nice narrative thrust. It didn't feel like it was propelling me. I keep saying you. It didn't feel like it was propelling me through the story in a way that had momentum behind it. It just kind of felt like it was just kind of cruising. Anyways, yes, that's what I'm curious. What is the worst of the Marvel movies? Let's see. That's a good question. For me, yes. For me, you're probably asking Matt. Matt, I think I know which his least favorite is. Yes, okay, so Captain Marvel 2 synopsis brings the Marvels together. They sound like a Motown group, like a three-piece doo-wop group. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, the Marvels! Doo-wop-bop-bop-bop, doo-wop-bop-bop. You know what I'm talking about. Let's fucking go, baby. Doo-wop-bop-bop. I lost the rhythm. Fuck. I overthought it, man. I overthought it. So, anyways, a now surfaced logline for the Marvels confirms the team up. And, yeah. Following the events of the recent reveal that Captain Marvel 2 will be titled The Marvels, an apparent logline for the Marvel installment has now surfaced and offers a better idea of the direction of the upcoming sequel. As suggested by the official title, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel will be joined by some friendly faces come to the follow-up, with both WandaVision's Teyonah Parris and Miss Marvel's Iman Vellani entering the fray for another cosmic adventure. Quote, Marvel Studios' The Marvels will feature Brie Larson returning to the role of Captain Marvel / Carol Danvers. In the film, she'll be joined by Teyonah Parris, who was first introduced as adult Monica Rambeau in Marvel Studios' WandaVision, along with Iman Vellani, who will appear as Mrs. Marvel in the upcoming Disney Plus show of the same name. Prepare to experience it and fly higher, further, and faster, with the film directed by Nia DaCosta, who is actually responsible for directing Candyman, the reboot that was supposed to be released back in 2020 and has been postponed. And I'm actually really excited to see it because it's kind of got Jordan Peele's seal of approval, even though he produced it. So it's financially in his best interest to back it, but maybe they've got a really interesting take. I think the first Candyman is a wonderful fucking movie. That's something we should do for My Friend Watches in October. I need to lobby for being like, hey, every 20 episodes, we're doing some obscure horror movie. Candyman. I don't guess it's that obscure, but it is one of my favorites anyways. What am I talking about? Oh, yeah, Nia DaCosta. I don't know, man. I'm just... Somebody mentioned, I think it was King of the Hills 34 earlier, that the Marvel logo itself has built up so much goodwill with people that you can almost just trust you're going to be in good hands. And I don't like to have that kind of brand loyalty to fucking anything. Like, I want to be able to be objective and critical and appreciate things for the things that I love about them as well as their flaws, and be able to acknowledge that very few things are perfect and all of that kind of stuff. But I just feel like we know that we're in good hands, and that's great. As far as movies I'm lukewarm on, I'm way more excited to see Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm way more excited to see Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man. I'm probably more excited about this than Morbius. So there's that, you know. Rocky asked which one I think is the worst. Matt, I fucking love Reno 911, dude. That scene in the beginning of the movie when they blow up the whale on the beach, that's actually based on a true story, and you can go on YouTube and watch the news footage from like the late 1970s where a bunch of police find a dead whale and they're figured like they try to figure out a lot of ways. Should we saw it up and take the chunks and throw them back into the water? And somebody's like, nah, man, we got this fucking dynamite back at the station, like pounds of plastic explosives. The best idea is to blow it up. Like, we're gonna blow it to smithereens. We're gonna attach so much dynamite to this whale that it's basically just gonna explode into mist. Wouldn't that be great? That's the craziest idea. So anyways, they strap all these bombs into this whale and they detonate it, and it blows a chunk out of the whale, but the whale's still there, and there is chunks of whale raining down all over the fucking beach, dude. This whale blubber that's like probably the size of 2 bowling balls, probably 25 pounds, 30 pounds, lands on top of a car from such a vast distance that it completely crushes the fucking ceiling of the car. People are getting sprayed with spatter. It's the craziest shit, dude. It is so gross. Yeah, King of the Hills knows it. Yeah, dude. Yeah. At least Captain Marvel had a point. Spider-Man Far From Home was such a waste of time. I think that's fair. I think there are definitely, again, valid critiques on both sides. I didn't see who we decided was the worst Marvel movie before for the other people. Let's see here. Who was it that said it's not the worst? I think it was him in comic books. Definitely not the worst. Where's him in comic books? Come back. A lot of Marvel movies I'm not a big fan of. Iron Man 2 and 3, Thor 2. Yes, also mediocre. Iron Man 3, I think I was a little more critical of than other Marvel movies as well. I was still so, it was so new at the time that, I really liked Iron Man 2. I remember being like, oh, this is badass. The house party. Just Tony being a drunk. I thought that was a cool plot line and very true to what was going on in the comics a couple years before that. But now you'll notice he ain't doing any more drinking. You'll notice that Tony Stark, man, he's doing a lot less drinking these days. A lot less fucking too. Breathing. He's doing a lot less breathing. He's dead, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He's dead. But before that, he wasn't doing that shit. That's what I was actually trying to say. I just forgot where we were at. What are they talking about being better than Reno 911? Anyways, all right, I'm sorry. I got caught up in the super chats. It happens, man. It happens. We talked about Red Sonja. I bitched a little bit about Captain Marvel. I'm not trying to pile it on. There's one thing, though, that Tiana Paris didn't really get a great resolution in WandaVision, so I'm glad that they're bringing her back. I do feel like Tiana Paris kind of had, like, two different speeds. It was, like, a lot of, like, wincing when she acted, and a lot of, like, I can't really do it. I'm not an actor. She was all right, though, but yeah, I felt like her character was a little underserved, and it's not like, I don't know. It's not like I have a strong opinion on her one way or the other, but I am glad that she's actually going to get a, more full-fledged treatment this time around. And then, yes, there's also the Miss Marvel Disney series that's coming out, and Kamala is a 16-year-old Muslim Pakistani American from Jersey City who is a huge fan of Captain Marvel and later gains shape-shifting powers, taking on the titular monarch. Oh, she's the one almost like Plastic Man or something. Like her hands will get gigantic when she punches and shit. She's almost like Elastic Man or something. Is that right? Yeah, I'm not super familiar with that character, but another thing that I'm a little bit concerned about. It's like, I'm cool with the new Avengers. I just don't know if I'm cool with, like, and maybe it's because I'm an old man and these movies are actually made for people that aren't old men, or maybe they're made for all ages, right? But I don't want a bunch of movies with a bunch of 15-year-old superheroes running around. I was cool with it being Peter Parker. That's great. I like Spider-Man as the kid in that dynamic. But then when they're all kids, now you've got the little rascals. I don't know. King of the Hill says he loves Iron Man 3. I think a lot of people do. Rocky, I didn't like the fact that Iron Man 3 just kind of felt it kind of felt like they were going through the motions at that point. I kind of liked the Mandarin fake out, but I didn't like Pierce as a villain. I thought the whole extremist thing was a little hackneyed, unfortunately. And I'm just going to come off sounding some type of way in this video, and it's not my intention, but I thought the end of the movie when all of those Iron Man robots showed up, it's like, if you can do that, why not do that? You know what I mean? And I know they all got destroyed. Dude, they all got destroyed in Iron Man 3. Well, fucking rebuild them, bro. Like, it's not, they're made of, renewable resources. I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's not renewable, but you get my point. You can scrap the other ones, melt them down, make half as many. You got fucking 20 Iron Mans running around doing your shit for you. You ain't even got to be there. That, to me, is almost like, oh, he's not in it. And then I know they did it again. They reference it in Far From Home or whatever. Was that the one? No. Homecoming. I try to keep it straight, dude. I've seen all those movies a bit. But yeah. I like Iron Man 3. I just don't think it's great. Yeah, I know, right? Get off my lawn, you little kids. All right. I know that's a stupid point. You got to suspend your disbelief for all sorts of stuff. But I remember when they all showed up just being like, wait, what? He can do that? Why does he even need to be there in the first place? The thing's a drone. It's not even a power suit at this point. If they don't need him, Square Wheel says they think that Iron Man 3 is the worst MCU movie. AJ Trax, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the conversation. The discussion that we were just now having was Iron Man 3 and its pros and cons. Whether it's a good movie, a bad movie, a great movie, or a movie. So we've talked a little bit about the Marvels. Now let me get into my clickbait title. And And that is Black Superman coming from Warner Brothers. Black Superman. J.J. Abrams wants to do a new Superman, and he wants him to be an African American. I guess what I've seen is black, so I assume African American. It would be interesting if they just went like, you know, like, I don't know, Norwegian and black, which is a thing, but I don't know, man. Look, okay, so let me start it off by saying I don't really like Superman as a character. Until Henry Cavill played him, I didn't find him to be likable at all. And now I find him to be slightly better than that. And the reason why I don't want to say not likable, that's a stupid way of putting it. His power set is too OP. He's got too many powers. Lasers out of his fucking eyes. All right, cool. Ice out of his breath. Okay, cool. He can fly. Okay, great. His body is impenetrable. All right, cool. He's got super speed. Wait, doesn't Flash have super speed? He, what else can he do? He can shoot little versions of himself out of himself. There's like a little Superman that flies out of his hand. Well, I don't think it does that anymore, but that was definitely a thing for a little while. He can like fly so fast he reverses time. Again, that's like Flash stuff, but I just feel like he's got too much going on. You need vulnerabilities. I think Stan Lee and Steve Ditko really understood that, Stan Lee in particular. Give the heroes weaknesses. Make them flawed. Make them human. Superman, to me, has never felt human. He's just too good. He's got so little conflict. And that was the thing that Zack Snyder did that I thought he did well, is actually give the man a little bit of inner conflict. I think that's what characters need. That's why I really started to like Captain America after seeing the MCU films, Winter Soldier in particular. I was like, oh, okay, this Cap is, not just a propaganda tool, which, I mean, he very much was in the beginning. And when people are like, dude, why are you getting political in the show Captain America? It's like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? He is a symbol of patriotism / propaganda. The entire thing is about politics. The entire thing is about politics. There would be no countries if it wasn't for politics. Anyways, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, Black Superman. I don't care, dude. Give me a Black Superman. Fuck it. You know, like, we've seen him in comic books. Kryptonite, Real Emotions. We've seen the Clark Kent that was raised by, Martha and Jonathan, Mom and Pa Kent, and he was a corn-fed American boy. If you ask me, Superman is a quarterback, right? Like, to me, in high school, Superman was a quarterback. And I know in the comics, a lot of time he's more nerdy, but if you just think about the archetype, it's just so all-American. He's a fucking apple pie flying around with a cape on, right? So how do you make that character that really doesn't have much of a hook outside of what Zack Snyder did with him, which I actually kind of liked? People hate the fact that Jonathan and Martha are morally conflicted about whether or not their son should reveal his alien powers to the rest of the world. It's like, to me, being so altruistic that you would throw your own child into the line of fire without any thought, I think that's more fucking psychopathic. If you ask me, you're a psychopath to be like, yeah, just go do it. You're my son, but I don't give a fuck, So anyways, I always thought that what Zack Snyder did with Superman was pretty cool because he at least gave him some sort of conflict. Now I'm curious, because Clark is a corn-fed, football-playing, archetypal, middle American, white guy, does that make his whiteness essential to his character? That's what I want to know. Rocky agrees with me. Thank you very much. Not a fan of Superman. AJ Trax says, probably give it another watch at some point. I love the score for it. I think we're talking about Man of Steel. MM Comic Books just called me stupid. He ain't completely wrong. I think, yeah. I think it could apply to all of us to a varying degrees. You know what I mean? Not a fan of soups, a little bit of that. Square Wheel, there's nothing in the comic books that says Kryptonians cannot be black. Absolutely. Could not agree more. Okay. So, I'd like to hear some contributions to the question I just now asked a minute ago. I'm imagining we will get there in just a minute. In Comic Book says there is a black Superman in the comics for anyone who didn't know. Are you talking about Icon, or is there an actual African-American Superman in it? Nice thing about comics is you can do whatever you want and change anything you want, in my opinion, according to MN Comic Books. I agree. There are core things that are important to some characters that I believe if you are taking the character from page to screen and you don't take a couple of those elements with you, then you're only marketing or you're only banking on the IP itself. I thought they kind of did that with Wolverine in the X-Men movies, if I'm being honest. I was like, I mean, I like Hugh Jackman. I like that character or whatever, but that's not Wolverine to me. He got close in Logan to being Wolverine. I fucking love Logan. It's probably one of the best comic book movies ever made. It's like top 5 best comic book movies ever made. Top 3, maybe. It's up there, man. But I never looked at Hugh Jackman and was like, that is Wolverine. Is it because he's not tall? I don't know. Is it because I don't know what it is, you know? But I did feel that there are certain elements that you kind of have to take with the characters. Like Batman is Batman because his parents died. Could they do it a different way and say, actually, he's Batman because his wife died? He was married in this timeline. Yeah, of course. It's just at some point you're going to start to isolate fans. And I don't wonder that about I can't help but wonder that about this upcoming Superman film is because he is so white bread, just it's almost provocateur. It makes Abrams almost a provocateur. He's like, you think I pissed you off with Star Wars, the fucking Rise of Skywalker? You wait till I give these trolls a black Superman. Well, let's see how they feel about that. I feel you're going to have to change. It can't really be Clark Kent, can it? Doesn't it just have to be somebody else? I mean, anybody else. It doesn't matter what their name is. Maybe it could still be Clark Kent, but Clark Kent from, where is he from? The cornfields? I don't know where the fuck he's from right now. I should. Smallville, USA. Where is Smallville at? Oklahoma? Omaha? Idaho? Idaho? I don't fucking know where it is. Let's see if we got a black Superman answer in here somewhere. No, there is no actual African-American Superman. I didn't think so. I'm Brad Fedek. I'm 100% with a black Superman, but not a black Clark Kent. Yeah, that's the tricky thing. King of the Hills, I don't think the QB All-American stud has to be a white boy anymore. Maybe like 5 years ago, not anymore. 100% agree. Yeah, if I came off like that, I apologize for that. I think I'm looking at this through the scope of 1950s white America for some reason other than that's where Superman's origins are. Yes, everything has evolved substantially since then, and you're right. A quarterback can be anybody. Yeah. For sure. I think I'm looking at it from the perspective of archetypes, but maybe that's the very notion that we need to be challenging right now. So maybe there's something to that. Let's see here. In comic books, but we already have Cyborg, so we want a different backstory, not a football quarterback. Well, come on, dude. If he's not a quarterback, he's going to be a lineman. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many football things, positions, roles. Yeah. Big football fan, by the way. We already have Cyborg. Yeah. I hope though that's I hope that's not the end all be all. Is like, I don't know, man. It's just tough. He should be able to be completely different from Cyborg. The only comparison being that football player thing. But yes, that's what I'm wondering is like, how close do you stick to Clark Kent from the? Can you be? And of course you can be, but would certain audiences like to see the exact same character just flipped? Would that be enough of a measure for black audiences or white audiences? Do I have any not white friends here in the chat? Is Alex or Ian in here? Somebody bail me out, dude. I feel like I'm talking way too much about some shit that I don't have any skin in the game. But hopefully I'm coming across to say, like, I don't really care. Like, if you give me a good story with good writers, and I like the movie, that's not going to be the deal breaker for me. Let's see. I'm looking up that right now. Amen. After watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I don't like the fact that we're referring to him as Black Superman, and I'm doing it because every headline I said did it. But isn't the whole thing about Captain America just like he's just Captain America? This can just be Superman. But of course, we've got to throw the, what do you call them? Not misnomers, like the things that describe like adjectives about him into all of the headlines. So I did it, but let's see. This is according to Cinema Blend. More Americans get their trusted entertainment news from Cinema Blend than from any other source. Back in February, it was revealed that Warner Brothers is planning a fascinating big screen future for Superman. While things remain up in the air regarding Henry Cavill's future as the character, the studio is now developing a new Man of Tomorrow-centric movie with producer J.J. Abrams. Okay, Man of Tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's great. Jeremy, who would you like to see direct this movie? Regina King. Regina King, that's who. Give Regina King every position she wants, because it doesn't matter if she's acting or if she's directing or if she's doing voiceover or if she's producing. Like, she's awesome. I think Regina King would be wonderful for the job, and I just like her, so give her the work. Hugh Jackman was good but not perfect. I just don't think he was physically dense enough, according to Square Wheel. Yeah, I mean, the small and bulky part of it is one thing, but then I know Hugh Jackman was kind of a dick as Wolverine. Still too charming, though, man. Still too charming. Welcome to the conversation, Latino Rocky. I don't know. I feel like it's hard. It's hard for me to be here with no feedback, no accountability, talking about what's good for anybody. You know what I mean? I don't know. I hate doing it. Because I'm not trying to like indoctrinate a bunch of other white people about what they should think about race. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, it could be, if it's a trash movie, I don't want to have to hide behind the fact like, yeah, but like, it was important. Was it? Or was it another fucking Superman movie? Was it important? Well, you know, like, kinda. It's like Captain Marvel, dude. Female superhero? Yeah, like Wonder Woman. Oh, no. Marvel. Captain Marvel. It's the first Marvel female superhero. Oh, okay. So it's a big nothing. What about Red Sonja with Brigitte Nielsen, dude? About fucking Alien with Sigourney Weaver. All right. Yeah. Black Superman, fuck it. Yeah, let's go. And I like the Man of Tomorrow title because that's also, again, kind of what what Falcon and Winter Soldier, which became Captain America and Winter Soldier, was this idea that historically things have been very one way. And then as progress inevitably happens, people are able to see more of themselves in these stories and these films that were traditionally done for a specific audience, by a specific audience, so much to the point that now if you put minority characters in movies, there is entire YouTube channels dedicated to telling you why racism is over and that these people, like, it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. They there's a whole outrage market of people that are just sitting around waiting to make videos on either side of this whole thing. But my thing is, if the movie ends up sucking, I should be able to say it sucks without having to worry that people are going to call me names. You know what I mean? I don't know if any of that made any sense. Random Andy's channel. Let's hope it's good, but I feel bad for Henry Cavill. Yeah, luckily he's got Witcher, you know? I mean, that's one thing we can take solace in, because if I'm being honest, I'd rather see more Witcher than more Superman. There's been a lot of Superman and Batman and Spider-Man, and I can guarantee there's going to be a whole lot more of them, and I do really like those characters, but Caleb had mentioned earlier, oh, fuck, I just got caught reading, and now I can't. In comic books, Jeremy, read my comment above. You missed the comment earlier. There is an African-American Superman. I mentioned that. Maybe it hadn't come yet. Rocky, in comic books, choose different sport or no sport. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting though. We are in an interesting era right now where you can take something like Superman and change the race of the character and then be like, we're doing something new. Really? Are you though? Are you doing something new? Because it seems, but that's like, maybe I'm like progressive, like way ahead of here, because all things aren't equal now. You know what I mean? I'm not pretending like they are. But I don't, how many times is that like revolutionary versus, yeah, but you're kind of just repackaging the same shit and selling it to us over again kind of thing. That said, dude, all about, everybody being able to have a seat at the table and everybody being able to bring their unique voices and diverse storytelling from diverse people. I'm so for that. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, but these J.J. Abrams don't really take risks, you know? You don't win that much taking risks. There was no African-American Superman in the comics. There is one, or maybe I misheard. No, you misread my comment earlier and said I said there was no. Yes, I did say that. I corrected it, and we are all in agreement that there is an African-American Superman, and his name, or the comics are something about World of Tomorrow, Man of Tomorrow. I looked at the picture, and I didn't bring it up on the screen. But yeah, Superman, Man of Tomorrow. Black Superman. I mean, is he like main canon shit though? Not Man of Tomorrow. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna find this. I can find pictures of him, but I haven't really found Calvin Ellis. Kal-El. Okay, there we go. There he is. I actually found him this time. Kryptonian president of the United States. Now the motherfucker doesn't only have every superpower, but he's the actual president. All right. Calvin Ellis. Thank you. I just now clicked the link. All right. No, you're good, dude. My mom's calling me. Let's check this out. Hey, Mom, you're live on the Movies Are Terrible podcast.
You so busy?
Yeah, I'm on a live stream right now. All right. don't think she loved that. She didn't know. She's going to be a superstar now. Are you busy? I got to take her to the hospital tomorrow. That sucks. She's going to be in there for a while. I just found out yesterday. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing for Mother's Day? I got to get surgery. I'm like, oh, so we'll be in the hospital. That'll be fun. Anything else on that? I think we're going to go ahead and switch gears. I got about 2 hours and 10 minutes under the belt. I'm going to hit the Patreon stuff right quick, and then we're going to get the fuck up out of here. We're all going to give each other high fives, and we're going to say, good game, and then you slap them on the butt. It was my mom. Let me drink some water real quick. I got like one sip left. All right. All right, here we go. Let's see. I got a cool invite today, but I'm not going to talk about it quite yet. But I was surprised by the offer, and I'm excited about that. Thank you guys again to the Patreon supporters. Obviously, it means a whole lot that you are supporting the channel in that way. It also really means a lot that, you know, even if it's at the last minute, a lot of times you guys are willing to just kind of throw a couple topics out so that we can discuss it. And yeah, it does really add a whole extra level to the show, because there was a time, I might have told you guys this story before, but when I first started making content, I've always been such a big John Campea fan. I don't really watch him anymore, but he's the dude, you know what I mean? He's like the one you point to and you're like, he's the guy. He has a show called Mailbag, had a show called Mailbag, where he took all viewer questions. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I want to do that. Well, when you only have like 13 viewers, it's hard to get them to submit questions, you know? So I would try to do them, and then I would have to hit up my friends. I would be like, hey, Mom, will you write a question to me? Victoria, will you write me a question? Then I was like, oh, dude, I can just write the questions and make up names. Oh, shit. No, I'm just kidding. I stopped doing it because it was kind of silly. Thank you for the well wishes of my mom. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Square Will. Appreciate that. Sir Charles, I have not spoken to him in the last few days, but I don't have any reason not to speak to him. He's good people. Things, sorry, relationships, you know, don't always work out in the end. I mean, everything's temporary, and I wasn't ready to even speak on it, but Pastor's good people. I wish him nothing but the best, and my phone line is always available to him, you know, and that's about that. So anyways, according to Mark McKeever, we're looking at some Emilia Clarke Secret Invasion shit. Oh, what? This is news to me. This is from comicbook.com, and it says, in 2 days, the MCU has added the like of two queens, the Queen of England and the Queen of Dragons. It was reported on Monday that Olivia Colman, Oscar-winning actress from The Crown, had joined the cast of Secret Invasion, the new series coming to Disney+. Now, just a day later, news has broken that Emilia Clarke, star of Game of Thrones, is also making her foray into the MCU with the upcoming series. So a lot of people were talking about Secret Wars, Secret Invasion as being an entire like overarching phase of the MCU. It looks like we're going to get a television series in lieu of. Maybe they'll do both. Maybe Secret Invasion will lead to Secret Wars. I'm not exact. Yes, because the Fantastic Four are in Secret Wars, right? So that's probably their long game. That's probably their long game. I love Emilia Clarke, though. I love Emilia Clarke. She's one of my favorites. I don't like that they called her the Queen of Dragons because she's not. Well, I guess she is. She gets the crown at the end for like an undisclosed amount of time, couple days. She's the mother of dragons, though, as far as I'm concerned. Queen of the Andals, freer of the first men. Queen of the Andals, something, first men, breaker of chains, Khaleesi. She had titles, bro. Well, there were more characters in Secret Invasion comic series than there were in game, so no. It's not that, but it's very much as a showcase for Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn and tapping into the paranoia elements of the Secret Invasion comic series that was great with the twists and turns that they took. So that's certainly our focus more than, can we cram in more characters than in-game, like publishing? Yeah, I get that. That's cool that its goal is on telling a good story instead of seeing how many characters they can stuff into the screen. That ending was so disappointing, LOL. Which one? Oh. All right, we're gonna of Game of Thrones. Yeah, absolutely. It was fucking painful, if I'm being honest. I'm not one of those hyperbolic fans that are like, "No, dude, last 4 episodes were trash. Fuck that show. Fuck the 10 years of good entertainment that it gave me. Dan and Dave are the worst writers ever." Calm the fuck down. You're being hyperbolic, dude. They fucked up bad at the end, but I don't think it retroactively changes what were 4 or 5 seasons of the best television ever. Of course, the ending of Dexter actually literally did that for me. Like, it really did. To be honest, everything after the Trinity Killer and Dexter, I was pretty much over it. It just kind of felt like the same thing over and over and over again. Like, dude, you gotta quit letting people in. I'm interested in the Secret Invasion thing. I didn't realize that was even coming out until just now, Mark, so I appreciate that. And apparently she's developed and co-written a superhero comic about a single mom. We out here, man. Mother of Madness, or Mom. Published by Image Comics, Mom is a 3-issue miniseries that follows Maya, a single mother. I bet her initials are Mom, right? It's like Maya Ortiz Menendez or something. So like her initials are the same acronym. I don't know that. Stop a secret cabal of human traffickers, along with somebody who's worked on Marvel, DC, and Archie Comics, Josie and the Pussycat. She came up with the concept of Mother of Madness as a joke. And then she woke up to realize it could be cool and a funny concept. And people are going to buy it because, you know, Emilia Clarke did it. Have you guys ever watched Emilia Clarke on interviews? She is the most charming person in the world. Like, so clever and funny and just, like, the hugest smile. I'm telling you, dude, if you just want to, like, see, like, what the most likable person in the world looks like, just watch any interview with her. She's the best. All right. I think it's that time. I appreciate you guys. You have lasted. You have gone the distance. You have excelled. And you have risen above any expectations that I have had of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. I had a good time, and I hope you did as well. If this is your first time stopping by here, what's up? Welcome to the party. If I could get you to subscribe to stay up to date with all of the terrible content as new videos are released, that would be fantastic, and it helps me to grow the channel. I don't know if you're aware, but I am just about 175 away from 6K, baby. That was my goal for 2022. So if we could get there in less than halfway through the year, I would say that's pretty good. And I will set a stretch goal. I really appreciate all of you who have decided to take time out of your day, take time out of your week to come over here and be a part of this conversation and be a part of this community. Hopefully you guys feel like you are heard and valued, because this channel wouldn't be what it was without the contribution of you. So I really do appreciate it. And yeah, if you want to check out my Patreon, it's Movies Are Terrible. You can head over there and take a look at the tiers that are available. Consider supporting me over there. It would really help me out. And if you have any topics or discussion things that you would like to hear on the podcast, if you become a patron at any tier, you can submit those. And I'm actually busy on working on the next video that I'm going to be releasing. It is another watch along. I mentioned up at the top of the episode, I watched Hostel 2 a few days back, and it was the first time I saw it, so I recorded my reaction knowing that it was going to be violent and gory, and I was going to wince and cringe and all of that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy that video when it comes out. It's going to be the next couple of days. Maybe I'll be doing a Saturday stream. We will see how that all goes just according to time and see what's up at the hospital and all that kind of stuff. So things are a little bit up in the air right now, but thank you guys very much for stopping by. I'm Jeremy, and until next time, and on behalf of both me and Caleb, be terrible.